I think it's great to be flawed. I am hugely flawed, and I like it this way. That's the fun of life. You fall, get up, make mistakes, learn from them, be human and be you. Mary Kom is a woman who stood up alone in a male-dominated field and fought for her rights and what she believed in. Her story is an inspiration for every young person out there. I believe destiny and hard work go hand in hand. I know I'm flawed, but perfect is boring anyway. Flawed is good. The harder the better. Definitely. When somebody turns around and says, "She can't do that," then that's the one I want to do. As a girl, I am this stupid, emotional, very loyal, sort of believe in values and principles sort of girl. The joy of creating is the truest joy. I am a very private person. No one ever knows anything about me, as I don't think it is necessary. I tell people as much as I want them to know about me. I'm not usually a follower of trends. I like to set them a lot more. I don't like things that people have done already, then it's no fun for me to do it. Women are often told to have to be a certain way, to speak a certain way. The norm has been defined for many, many years, so it is very scary, especially for girls around the world who don't have the freedom and the opportunity to have a voice. I'm lucky. I don't know whether I'm deserving or not. All I know is that I work damn hard for everything. And God helps those who help themselves. Every day is like an exam. I believe destiny and hard work go hand in hand. I was studying to be an engineer when my mom and my brother sent my pictures for the Miss India contest. I didn't even know about it. If that isn't destiny, what is? I was rejected many times. I cried. I was told that female actors are replaceable in films because they just stand behind a guy anyway. I'm still used to being paid, like most actresses around the world, a lot less than the boys. We're told we're too provocative or that being sexy is our strength, which it can be, and it is, but that's not the only thing we have. But women have incredible endurance and incredible strength. Your ability to deal with it is within you. I've been the saddest while I've been the most successful, strangely. Every movie that I do, I always try and better myself in the next one and try and find a part which is more challenging. It's a little vulnerable to do that, to always push the envelope. You position yourself for a lot more flack or a lot more critique because you're trying to do something different. Sometimes you're good at it and sometimes you're not, but it's a chance you have to take to make life exciting. When someone asks me about my diet, I feel terrible saying that I don't really have one. We're afraid of letting people see the glory of who we are. The great thing about cinema is that it's a great binder. It brings people from across the world together, often erasing the lines between geographies, languages, familiarity, and the like. Cinema is art, and art, they say, is a reflection of life and society, so the way we tell our stories is the main differentiator for me. I don't come from a film background. I haven't learned anything about films or filmmaking. But I have a thirst to know everything about my profession. I want to learn about cinematography, about editing, about music recordings, about post-production. So when people in the know talk, I willingly listen. I live with romance in my brain. I'm a true blue Cancerian like that. First of all, feminism is not man-hating, not man-berating. It is not saying we are better. It is just saying we want the same opportunities, and we want to be able to make decisions on our own without being judged for them. We want the same freedom men have enjoyed over the years, so I think that's the place where we are. And it's completely not mutually exclusive at all for how you want to look, how you take care of yourself, how you want to be, what you want to look like. When I became Miss World, I couldn't believe I had won it. I used to sleep with my crown because I was scared someone would steal it. In a minute, the world changed for me. My ambition when I was 4 years old was to be married. I eat right and ensure that I burn it all by working out equally as much as I eat. I was very sure I did not want to be the stereotype of what Indian people are seen as, which is Bollywood and henna. That's all great. It's what we are, and I love it. I love saris, I love music, I love henna, I love dancing, but that's not all we are. Everything isn't perfect. I like bad boys, and I like to take them home to my mom. I don't enjoy being told what to do. I'm not that kind of actor. I'm a thinking actor. Whatever it is, you have to show up for the job and power through. I'm very practical as a person as well, and I think that's where I get confidence from. As impulsive and spontaneous as I am, I'm still very practical. I always have been. I work out my pros and cons, and then I make an informed decision on whether I should do something or not. I really believe if you're going to do something, you have to do it 100%. Otherwise, it's better not to do it. I love what I do, and for me, acting can be anything. It could be in America. It could be in India. It could be in England. It could be anything. As long as it's an interesting part and an interesting opportunity, I would love to do it. I love dabbling in different genres, and I like being good at different genres of cinema. I owe 90% of my life to people because I am a public figure, but 10% is private domain. And I am not saying it in a defensive way. I feel my life has been made into a TV serial. I don't like guys who are conventional. I'm an achiever. He has to be an achiever. I admire drive. I admire ambition. I like a guy who keeps me on my toes. I'm a tough girl. I know what my job entails. It entails a lot more than standing in front of the camera. So I get it. I won't deny the physicality of it is exhausting, and sometimes my body just can't keep up. But it is ultimately about mind over matter. I wasn't even prepared to be an actress. I was 17 when I came out of high school and suddenly became Miss World, and then I became an actress. There are so many incredible women on TV right now. Viola Davis, Kerry Washington, Ellen Pompeo. These are really incredible female leads that are on network TV. Hopefully, with what I do, and the generation of actors I'm working with, that'll make the lives of other girls coming in after me even better. I hope to aim for that. I adore watching movies. Movie marathons are my favorite pastime. I can watch up to 5 movies back to back. I also love music and like reading whenever I get the time. People keep speculating about my personal life because I am evasive about it. Flying is my favorite time in the world. When I'm sitting in a plane, it's amazing because it's quiet and there's no cell phones and no one to talk to you. It's my favorite time. I read all my scripts. I catch up on my movies. I sleep. It's the best. There's no one telling you, time to go. Strength of character is already written. What we bring, as an actor, is an almost 3D-ness to it. I seek out parts which are strong women. It's not the quantity of a role, it's the quality of a role. I am a little old-fashioned. I believe that in a relationship a man and a woman are never equal. For me, exotic means beaches, palm trees, and sand and frolicking in the ocean. We spend too much time as people thinking about what we don't have instead of actually making a change, and we just need to make that change now because we're being given the opportunity. I have a very eclectic taste when it comes to music. The world, the way we look at women and sexuality, is what needs to change, not our behavior, not who we are, not what we say. It's the intentions that should change. It's the mindset. Otherwise, we're just going to be a completely confused society with not knowing what to say to one another. The mindset of when you meet a woman is that you should try and get to know her. I used to get upset with the word Bollywood and what it means in the West. The stereotype of us being dancing, singing, puppet showgirls. Indians are nearly 1/5 of the world's population. We have one of the most prolific film industries in the world. When people used to ask me about it, or replicate what they think is Bollywood dancing, thinking that they're being funny, I used to get offended. But now I show them the stuff we do. I live cinema and passionately love music, and my efforts in both these crafts are unfolding. I got into the movies by accident. When I got an offer, I thought, let's try this, too. Everything in my life has happened by trial and error. I didn't even think I would win the Miss India title, so where's the question of thinking I'd come this far? I hope and look forward to the day that there will be a female president of the United States. I do hope, having done what I did, and America having accepted me the way they did, opens the door for more global talent, which should have representation in global entertainment. A character is 2D, and then after I come in it becomes a 3D. It becomes alive. I was also told some years ago that I shouldn't waste my time with female-centric films because the audience was not ready for it. I've always been someone who's kept my private life a little private. When there's a ring on my finger, I'll talk about it. When somebody else calls you exotic, exotic is a box. It's the stereotype of snake charmers and face jewelry. You're just that stereotype. But I don't get offended anymore. I used to get offended by things that were said to me, or how I was seen. Now I educate. If I get pissed off, I'll educate in a sassy way. Other times I educate in a Gandhi-like way. You know, I have my moods. After reaching season 2 on TV series, having done a film, and receiving acknowledgement in America, I feel like now whatever I do will be on me. My choices will be mine. My disappointments will be mine. There have been so many nations around the world that have had female leaders, including India. I don't want to be a stereotype. I want a character that's aspirational. I learned very early in my career that when I don't arrive on set, production will shut down, which means people won't get paid. There's that much responsibility. I am just a hard-working 23-year-old. When Maxim asked me to be on their cover, I was quite surprised. Of course, I was happy about it. I never had any awkward situations with Shah Rukh. I was obsessed with Tupac, like eat, sleep, breathe Tupac. During this obsessive love affair, I dressed the part. Every character that I play, even if it's a homemaker, there is an inherent, innate strength in her. You can find strength in every facet of a female personality. It doesn't just come from the physical strength of a woman. There are cliques in Bollywood, and people stick together, but I have always tried to stick to my work. As an industry, Bollywood is very competitive, and I'm very competitive as a person, but I've never been a part of any clique, and I've always worked with all actors and directors, all camps. I always advocate to young women that if we don't do this for ourselves, no one else is going to. We have to have a voice. It's so stupid, so archaic to say that men are so stupid they give anything for sex, and women are, that's the only resort we have. I don't think a lot of people in America understand what Indians are. And that's our fault, a little. We tend to forget our roots a bit. As kids we think, if I'm too Indian, I'll be put in a box, and people will think of me as different. They'll think I'm weird, because I eat Indian food or my name is difficult to pronounce. I did not want to be the stereotype of either Bollywood or what Indian actors are usually offered. The exotic, beautiful girl, or the academically inclined nerd. And I wanted to play a lead. I didn't settle for less. I'm not American, but I do have an opinion, and I think that right now, it is what it is, and I think the country needs to come together to say, what is the America we want to create right now? The same thing will happen on television now going forward if we do have a female president. It will be something that will be discussed. I have photo shoots or commercials that I do, or things in India. It's usually a 7-day week for me. So physically, it does get exhausting. I don't ever want to do the same character twice. Variety excites me. If 2 of your films don't do well, people say you're out in the cold and your career is over. 1 film does well, and you've had the best year of your life. I don't believe in all that's written. If my film does not do well, it really hurts me. But by God's grace, even if some of my films may not have done well, people have still liked my work in it. My father is conservative, but has always supported my decisions. He lets me take my own decisions. His only condition while allowing me to come to Mumbai was that my mother must accompany me. If more girls are educated, all of India stands to gain. The Girl Rising campaign aims to address that through various innovative initiatives that will not only help create awareness, but also create a tangible platform to effect change. As a musician, I know that it'll take time for me to get to the ranks of an established artiste. Nevertheless, I'm very happy that people are appreciating my music.